The fog, as it was more a seeping mist, a clinging wetness that bit to the bone. The unhelpful wind whisked up the snow once more, and as the whirlwind fluffed around Bob, his eyes creased in the thickening darkness. The counting-house sat silent, and its windows rebuffed his nosing glance. Scrooge had gone home. Bob had assumed as much, but with the old miser you never could be too sure. It had been right to check. Tracing footsteps, Bob trudged through the slush, skidding on black ice, but his mind was made up. He would tell all. That Scrooge would be thankful, he doubted. That Scrooge would shower him with reward, he was certain wouldn't happen. That Scrooge would scream for the peelers and determine that young Solly be transported was justice and his right. Everyone knew crime didn't pay. Solly just needed to find out the hard way. Although the frostiness was stinging and fierce, a new inner warmth fortified Bob. It was over. Turning into the murkiest, dingiest of yards, Bob looked up at the sprawling, dilapidated townhouse where Scrooge lived alone. Indeed, Scrooge was the sole occupier this night. The grungy suite that he rented was straddled between old chambers which were now let as offices. A window blushed faintly, a drab nest of netted curtains cobwebbed against the grime. "Humbug," a voice rumbled, and then a clock chimed somewhere. Bob steadied himself at the front door. The knocker oddly seemed to glow momentarily under his touch. Glancing behind for the shine of a mustardy gas lamp that Bob knew wasn't there, he was none the less startled to find the yard pitch black. Strange. As he lifted the knocker again to rap, the wailing wind seemed to intensify. The low greyness smudged with blues and off-whites seemed to form shapes, sweeping images and a hushed foreboding that slid a coil of fear across Bob's hunched shoulders. The sky seemed to combust, spirals of frenzied shadows shooting down over the trees as the wind flayed the crumbling house, roistering around its yard.